Hey, Nathan here. Welcome to a new C# video. In this video, I want to discuss a new feature in C# 6 for safe navigation. And like I said in the last video, there are ways that you can abuse this. There are ways that you could use this to which it will mask code smells, which you don't really want to do. I'm going to demonstrate what it is and how to use it. So keep that in mind if you're using it. Use it in a proper way. Don't just use it to avoid null checking. If something should never be null, don't just use this. If something should never be null, throw an exception. Check for null. Don't just use this to avoid null checking. Alright, so for my example, I'm going to use game logic here. So let's say we have an enemy, and one of his abilities is going to target and attack a game element that's less than 100 health. If there are no entities that handle this, it's just not going to do anything. So when that ability, let's say that ability runs every second or every 5 seconds. So we can have a check for null, or we can automatically just call the attack or update or some other method. And I'm actually going to set up an attack. So public void attack. And that's going to do int damage. And that's going to, actually I'm going to name that to hit. Okay, so damage should be greater than 0. So if damage is less than 0, I'm just going to return. So I'm going to set health minus equals damage. So damage has to be greater than 0. We don't want to hit by a negative value, which will heal us. We want to have a separate method for that. Hit and heal. So if damage is less than 0, I'm just going to return. Okay, so I'm actually going to take damage. And what we're going to do here is, let's just set up one of these guys, 105. And let's just hit Joe at the top. Well, I can just do first or default. Okay, so I have a list of elements, and I'm going to use link here. So var element to hit is equal elements dot first or default. Now, like I said, this can be abused. This can mask code smells. It's your code. You can choose whatever you want to do. So this is just for an example. First or default. E dot health is less than 100. So I'm just going to pick the first person that has less than 100, and I'm going to hit that person. Element to hit dot hit. And I'm going to hit it for about 50. Now that's, like ReSharper suggests, that's possible no reference exception. You can do it this way if element to hit is not equal to null. Now, ReSharper also suggests that you use null propagation, that's safe navigation. So here, if you want to do something where it is null, you can do something else. But if you have a situation like this, I think it's fine to use null propagation. And that is question mark dot. And that will call the hit method if that element is not null. If the element is null, it will not hit it because it's null. So I'm going to actually console.writeLine element element to hit question mark dot toString. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. All right. Now this is just for demonstration purposes. You should not do that. This is fine if you don't care if it's null or not. You just want to hit it. So let's hit F5 and let's run this. I need to add the toString method like I did in the last video. So let's do public override toString. And let's get rid of that. Let's use our expression bodied property here, or method. Let's use string interpolation, name, health. And I'm actually going to provide those here. Name is equal, and then health is equal. Okay. All right, so name and health, and then semicolon here. All right. So name Joe, health is 99, and then I hit Joe for 50, and that brings him down to 49. Okay, so what if nothing has less than 100 health? So let's 801, and let's 610 that. And nothing's displayed. So that was just for demonstration purposes. So let's get rid of this. You wouldn't want to do something like that. Let's actually just do a console.writeLine here. You hit, let's do the star dot. You hit name for damage. So you hit Joe for damage. You hit Joe for 10. Name health is currently health. Okay. Then after you do that, let's do console.writeLine. Names health is now health after damage was taken. Okay, so this is more reasonable. So you're just grabbing any element that has less than 100 value, and if it is not null, it's going to call hit. So let's set that back to 99, and let's press F5. You hit Joe for 50. Joe's health is currently 99. Joe's health is now 49 after damage was taken. All right, let's set that back to 105 or 108. Now nothing was displayed. So use this carefully. Question mark dot. I think if you're doing something like this, if that's all you're doing, let's say this is some sort of method here. Let's say ability ready, or ability ready. So ability ready. Now we have a list of elements. Then we choose one of the element. And then we hit them that way. And that's all this does. Then I think this is reasonable to use null propagation. Because that could be null, and that's a reasonable use case. Now, like I said, if null is an exception case, don't just use this to avoid null checks. Be very careful with this. And don't use this to mask code smells. And I don't consider this to be reasonable. Let's do, what is this? Let's do string name. String element is equal to element to hit question mark dot name. That did nothing because we don't have any values. Let's do 99. Joe, you hit Joe, so it displayed Joe here. So be careful with stuff like this. You can very easily abuse it and very easily mask code smells with it. So this is the safe navigation. If that's null, obviously if this is null, it's going to have an issue. If I do 108, then I press F5. Oh, there we go. No reference exception was handled. Element to hit was null, so we cannot continue. It was a exception thrown. And you can do it that way, and it's no exception was thrown. So that is the safe navigation, or null propagation, I think is what Ray Sharper called it. Yeah, null propagation. So question mark dot. Be very careful when you use that. I can't stress that enough. Don't just use it everywhere just to use it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the C#6 feature videos. As I get deeper into development and I find new features that I like, I will mention it to you. I really like the string interpolation and the safe navigation features for quick things like that, where it can be null. I don't care if it's null or not. It just saves a way to check if it's null. Just do a question mark dot. So let me know if you like any of the other C#6 features that I did not list, and maybe I can make a video of it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.